Alright, another Tuesday stream, meaning more reveals. Today we got the Luquier ride line, along with a Dogovan from last week, which includes Lolly, Rarumi, and Rarami. So let's begin. But first, cards for the last few days. First off, the Dark States double rare, Luke Stroll's Songster. It's a grade 1 with AK power and the skill is auto when placed on rearguard from Soul. Until the end turn it gets plus 5k power and then it gets this skill. Auto rearguard, when this unit boosts its attack hit cost, put this to Soul and draw a card. I mean, it's generic, it is usable in many Dark State decks. I mean, they have Soul Superior Calling. Just not sure if this is necessary for many of the Dark State decks other than maybe for generic uses for their first introductions. Off the Dogovan stuff, we start off with It's Showtime Rarumi. Remember, these are going to be dual nation twins with Dark State Dragon Empire, and it's a grade 1 with AK power with a skill of auto. When put to Soul to drop zone during your turn, cost counter plus 1, call this to the back row rear guard in the same column as a Rarami. Because the grade 2 versions actually Soul Blasts, this actually basically just gives you some extra benefits for doing so. And the twins can't go without each other. And then second skill, Glitter, Tamiora. Auto rearguard. At the end of the battle, this unit boosts, put all your rearguards in the same column as this unit to Soul, and if you put a Rarami unit by this skill, and you did not countercharge this turn, you can Soul Blast 1 to countercharge 1. The put to Soul is still mandatory. And either way, you kind of want to do that because you do want to refund Soul for Tamiora. So overall, this is not too bad. And then we get Ladies and Gentlemen Rarami, grade 1 with AK power and the skills. Auto, when this unit is put to Soul from drop during your turn, cost counter plus 1, call this to the back row unit with a Rarumi. Basically similar to like her twin, except that this one is for her other twin, which funny enough, you could just put to Soul from the other one and then just Soul Blast this and then call this. There's shenanigans you can do from there. But anyway, second skill, Glitter Tamiora. Auto rearguard, at the end of this unit boosts, put all your rearguards in the same column, it's this unit to Soul, and if you put Rarumi, choose one of your units and it gets plus 5k power to the end turn. The put to Soul is still mandatory. Like I said before, you do want to put to Soul anyway, and with all the superior call stuff that you've been getting, this is overall not too bad, and now you also got more targets, which is an added bonus. And now to the Tuesday stream. Here's some promos. I'm not going to go over them, but the Gold Paladin one is basically a retrain, which is decent for Gurguit. And then the other one is a Genesis unit meant to be for Fenrir, but still generic. It can be counted as a Soul Blast grade of 0 to 3, which is obviously going to be meant for Fenrir's search skill, which of course already makes this card pretty good. Still not going over the whole thing though because they are promos. And then to the Luquier ride line, here's the starter, Silverthorn Assistant Lolia. Then we go to Silverthorn Assistant Irina, which is a grade 1 with AK power and the skill is auto. When this unit is rolled upon by a Pale Moon unit, so keep that one in mind for overdress stuff. Look at the top 7 cards of your deck, choose one card from them and put it to Soul and then shuffle your deck. Obviously Pale Moon focuses around Soul, and this is Dark State 2, which is also around Soul, but this is Choice Soul Charging, which is going to be more important. And then second skill, which is a unique skill, auto. When placed on rearguard, if your Vanguard is Luquier, you may Soul Charge 1. Luquier is obviously going to replicate its old stuff, so obviously it's going to call from Soul. Either way, not the most important card to call, but it is a nice bonus just to call it if you have to. Next, Silverthorn Marlit Lillian, grade 2, tank power and skills. Auto, when rolled upon by a Pale Moon unit, Soul Charge 1, and then choose one card from your Soul and put it to your hand. Not bad, especially that's a pretty decent plus right there. And then second skill, auto. When placed on rearguard or guardian, if your Vanguard is Luquier, this card gets plus 5k power and 5k shield into a turn. There are ways to put cards from your Soul to your hand, so this is not a bad Soul Charge target for Luquier, and you will be able to call this at Soul through many means as well, because this is Luquier we're talking about, but by chance, there are better cards to run. And then we go to Silverthorn Dragon Tamer Luquier, which is a grade 3 with ripping power and the skill is Act Vanguard once per turn, costs counter blast 1, put a card from your hand to your Soul, choose 3 units with different grades from your Soul and call them to rearguard. And if your opponent's Vanguard is a grade 3 or greater, those units also get plus 5k power into end turn. -1 card in hand to call 3, which is not too much of a minus since you're still putting a card in Soul, which can give you more Soul fodder to call. This is overall pretty decent. Not only that, you do get some extra power on top of it. But we also have a second skill, which also helps refund the skill basically, where Auto Vanguard at the end of your turn, cost, choose 2 of your rear guards and put them to Soul and draw a card, which of course will refund the first skill because you want your stuff in Soul, and put them in Soul is better, which will also be Retire Escape, and the extra draw is very nice as well. Not super OP or anything, but it does give you a decent amount of pluses. And into support cards, we actually have an order card called Hurry and Jorn Silverthorn Servants, grade 3, and you play this if this card is in Soul while also counterblasting 1, while your Vanguard is Luquier. You choose one of your rearguards and it gets this ability. Auto rearguard. When your Vanguard attacks, put this to Soul. Choose a Pale Moon unit with grade less than or equal to your Vanguard from your Soul and call it to rearguard until the end of the turn. Basically, this is going to be your main soul charge target because this is going to actually be giving you multi-attack, basically a 4th one for your rearguard. Overall, it isn't too bad, and it is much better for balancing reasons to separate a card with the main Vanguard, otherwise we're just going to make things too OP again. And given a deck that could give you basically decent amount of calls without losing too much resources along with a multi-attack, that can be dangerous, so I'll take it. And then we got Silverthorn Breathing Dragon, which is a grade 1 with power and the skills. Auto, when placed on back row rearguard from Soul and your Vanguard is Luquier, cost Soul Blast 1, choose one of your Vanguards and it gets this ability. Count Vanguard, all your front row rearguards get plus 5k power until the end of turn. This is a definite must play because as you can tell from Luquier's stuff so far, they don't really get too much power on their own and Luquier only gives 5k, which is okay to fix some numbers, but adding this along really helps out a lot. And if you're going to play the order card along, well, you're going to be getting some decent high power attacks right there. So this is already a must play, and it's a grade 1, so this is going to be your main grade 1 target obviously. Finally, Silverthorn Rising Dragon, which is grade 2 with taking power and the skills. Auto, when placed on rearguard cost, put a card from your hand to soul, draw a card. Not bad, especially basically choice soul charging. But anyway, second skill, count rearguard during turn. If your Vanguard is Luquier and 2 or more rearguards were placed from rearguard from soul this turn, this card gives us 10k power. If 4 or more were placed, plus another 10k. Luquier already calls 3, so to gain the 10k is pretty easy, especially if you call this one. But getting the 4th one, basically, there are ways to do it. One obvious way so far, which is today's reveal, is one of the order cards. There is other trickery for this to pull off for more power, but mainly that order card so far for Pale Moon at Overdress. In Premium, different story, but I don't think you're going to really run it, other than maybe for the first skill. So that's it for these reveals. What do you guys think about the Luquier ride line, along with the Lolly Tamiora stuff, aka Rarumi and Rarami? They're overall not too bad. Rarumi and Rarami, it's just combos and basically more multi-attack, multi-boost, all that stuff. So pretty nice. But the Silverthorn stuff or Luquier stuff, ride line wise, it's fine. But Luquier itself, pretty decent. Gives you decent pluses, not really too much combos I must say, but you do have good call targets and especially that order card which is basically a 4th attack card. Overall not too bad. But in that's it for this and see y'all next time.